Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well during this quarantine. We are back with Coteries of New York. This time, Twitter voted. I just checked it before we started the stream to see that we are playing a Brujah. And also, Discord requests a sassy Brujah, so we're going to do some of the more rude dialogue options. We're going to have a little bit more fun with it. We tried for Lamar to be a good boy, and he just refused. So we're going to try for a sassy Brujah. So let's do this. We're just going to jump right into it today. Let's get the volume pulled up. Do a game. We're going to overwrite my test save file. Well, doesn't he look stereotypically handsome for a Brujah? Get yourself final death. That's what's about to happen, I think. His name's Eric. I have a friend named Eric, so we gotta call him something else. What shall we call our sassy Brujah? Chat, what's gonna be the name of our sassy boy? I'm gonna let y'all help me name him. Chet? No. I said a sassy Brujah, not a country club boy. Chet is like like a fucking neonate. Chet and Chad are both neonate venture names. Zachariah. Zeke. Alright, that's 2 votes for Chet, so I'll give 1 more minute for you guys to come up with a name. Anton. The chat is voting for Chet. It's looking like Chet. Alright, his name is Chet, the Brujah. Short for Chethany. Oh yeah, this facial hair is god-awful, but let's see. So, similar opening. New York taught me to believe in fate. Had you asked me about fate when I was human, I would have told you it's superstitious bullshit. We are all designers of our own destinies. That belief shattered when the richest woman in the United States, the actual richest one, not a face you could have seen in papers, of course, sank her teeth deep into my neck. It happened in the very same place you're standing in right now, by the way. Fate? You decide. Please. There's absolutely no need to be hostile. Just listen a little longer. See, my mistake was that I flew too close to the sun. It makes sense that my punishment was to never see its glow again. I was incandescent myself. I was hot shit. I had it all. Money, looks, confidence, connections, men, women, a career, and a spark in my eye. The one you need to be born with. And that's when someone far more powerful than me saw my radiance and thought, that won't do. She robbed me of the light erupting from within and gave me a subtle, enduring gleam in its place. She decided that would fit me much better. She was a 9th generation kindred, just like you, an apex predator. She probably enjoyed teaching me, the peak of human excellence, my real place in the food chain. It's such an eyesore when you look at some loudmouth braggart and see them for all they really are. The temptation to teach a lesson can be unbearable, right? Also, I do think this is Arturo. Well, my sire's lesson was a lesson about fate. A message saying, you're eternally doomed to be at the mercy of your sovereigns. It almost drove me to destroy myself. What saved me was the ability to reinterpret her teachings. Hers wasn't a message of doom. It was a message of hope. Fate exists, and one can shape it if given the right tools. My sire didn't believe my tools were fitting for the job. She considered them toys, and me, just her amusing subject. Well, she's deader than dead now, and I'm still here, standing right where she stood when we first met. You might have wondered how I've learned about your arrival to JFK Airport. My answer is, of course, destiny. As luck would have it, today happened to be the day some of my associates were inspecting the coffins. Driving you here straight from the plane and having you wake up in such an unfamiliar place was a little desperate, and I do apologize for it. Starting to have some theories. But it's so rare for you to visit New York. 3 times in the last 15 years, was it? And you're never eager to inform me you're here. I understand you have that meeting on 53rd Street later tonight, so I'll provide you a comfortable transport. I value our relationship very much, don't get me wrong. But it is precisely because I value it that I'm going to ask you to repay the favor you owe me. You're the only one I'd trust to do the job well and without attracting attention. And yeah, I think it's Arturo talking to our sire, which is, Yeah, I will be sort of discussing the ending of the previous game, just because with playing through it again, we're going to see a lot of stuff that now makes more sense, or now is, like, colored in a new light. So we will be talking spoilers, just to let you know. I'll keep it to a minimum, but they're, like, especially this conversation takes on a whole new light now that we've finished the game. Okay. You might think I'm crazy asking you to breach the rules of our society like this. You might think it's impossible to get away with it unpunished. But this is New York. And I don't know about other cities, but in this one, fate really exists. And right now, it's smiling in your favor. This is how it begins. Flashing lights warning. So we're starting in this club. Huh. Makes sense though. Alright. The music is pounding and your pulse is keeping pace. This is one of those nights that makes you feel alive, even though it started with you feeling dead. Ugh. It's EDM, flashing noises tracks. First came the messy breakup, then the realization you have nobody to talk to about how much it sucked. Still, you decided to roll with the punches. One Facebook search for local events later, and you found just the thing for your malaise. A short subway ride, and you find yourself at the club just outside Dumbo. Not a fancy one, mind you. More like a slightly refurbished warehouse. But hey, at least the drinks are cheap. The DJ seems to really know his shit, too, alternating between cutting-edge industrial techno and classic Detroit crowd pleasers, expertly feeling out everyone's mood. An hour passes, then 2. So even just with this sentence, I feel... I could be wrong. I feel like the routes were written by different people. Or at least with the consideration of who you're playing. God, these lights are doing weird shit to my lighting. So, what I mean is, like, this sentence right here, like, DJ seems to really know his shit. That's not something Lamar would have said, but that's something Chet obviously thinks. So it does feel like there was consideration for what clan you were playing, and I dig that. Yeah, Toreador, we started in art gallery, and it was like, ah, the beauty and depression of being an artiste. And then the Brujah's like, yo, this shit's good. Usually you'd feel awkward coming to a place like this alone, but tonight you'd find something soothing in joining the crowd, blending in, even as you allow the beat to take over. Sweat, yours and other people's, soaks through your shirt and pants in a matter of minutes. Allah. I know what they were going for, but the way that's worded is disgusting. Also, that lipstick's destroyed. Oh, thank you. It's Anastasia. It's Rogue. Or Rouge. I can't remember how it's spelled on the bottom. By Anastasia. A thought pops into your head. From outside, the fully packed club must seem like a stuffy, smelly nightmare. But here, in the thick of it, it becomes exhilarating. And you're not even on a pill tonight. Oh, no. There's this Latina chick whose curves are accentuated by the light dress clinging to her body, and she keeps bumping into you. Something tells you it only seems incidental. Was this the same girl from Lamar's route? Does she just come to this club that often? Yeah, it's a good night. You wish it could last forever, because you know it all too well, what the next day holds. Waking up, getting dressed for work, the commute, the 9-to-5 grind will make you just enough money to pay the rent and keep living in your overpriced shithole of an apartment. Yeah, this is written by someone who knew they were writing for a Brujah. And with Jessica moving out, it'll all be coming out of your pocket. You run some quick calculations in your head and immediately come to regret that you did. Never mind. You spot the Latina again. She is now next to another guy, hitting it off. Your chance of not going to bed alone, gone. Just like that. Fuck. Ah, he is such a chet. Y'all did good naming him. Your mood temporarily shot down. You leave the dance floor and stumble your way to the filthy bathroom. You take a look in the mirror and start to wash your face obsessively. Also... I'm just laughing at this boy being like, well, the one girl I started dancing with didn't dance with me, so the whole night's fucking shot. Chet, I'm hungover and sober and single and sweaty. Love me. Isn't that how every breakup makes you feel, though? Alright. Over and over again. A voice from the past echoes in your mind. Yo. She looks awesome. She looks freaking awesome. I love her. Sorry, taking a moment. Waifu! Okay. Yeah, new waifu. I've never felt like this with anyone. Seriously, I mean it. I feel like all of my relationships up to this point were test runs. A shitty way to compensate for my low self-esteem. Girl. But this feels right. Finally. Shut up, Jess. This was the craziest fucking day of my life. God, I need a smoke. Pass me a light. What do you mean cops took the lighter? There's one in your mouth. Just shut the hell up. This is not you. Not anymore. Oh, fuck off. This is so like you. Acting like some sort of Clint Eastwood wannabe when I really, really need you to open up. What their shirt says is Citizen Slave Cobalt Blue, but Cobalt is spelled with a K. Alright. You think you're impressing people with this tough guy act? Fuck you. I know how broken you really are. You need therapy. Thank you for the bless you. And now that sounds like Jessica of today. You raise your head and look in the mirror. You try to smile, but all you can muster is a self-pitying grin. And there she is, the Latina from before. In the bathroom? Oh, she's fine. Fine! I love her hair so much. That volume girl. I like this, like, smudgy paint style that they have for a lot of the characters. Some of them is a little more refined, but, like, yes. I love that the chat is now joining me in wife, 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 wife. She says you look like you need a drink. You hesitate for a second or two, and then blurt out a surprisingly enthusiastic, yeah. You start to talk. It quickly becomes evident that she's into politics, and you're eager to please. You might be a corporate drone, but you spend a lot of evenings reading theory. Actual theory, not bastardized Twitter cliff notes. Or organizing for all manners of causes online. This is stereotypical. The status quo sucks. There must be something better. She agrees. You seem to subscribe to the same progressive political theories, have compatible ideas about DSA missteps, even watch the same YouTube channels. Your goals are aligned. She's a bit more radical than you'd have guessed. Really? Really, Chet? You attended a few rallies, been to a few protests, but this girl sounds like she broke her share of faces and kicked more than a couple cops in the nuts over the course of her activist career. So, I have a feeling I know where this is going. I think we all do. And now I understand Mel's working a bit better. Yeah, there is actually a thing called, what is it? It's called, like, Cancer in the System, I think, where it's, you're a revolutionary, but you, like, do it by getting inside. So that's kind of what Mel does. Her zeal is infectious. She taps into pent-up anger that you didn't know you had. The noisy club stops working for you both, so you hit the streets. Just as you're leaving, the DJ starts playing All the Things She Said by Tattoo. Of course. We're not playing a lesbian. I would know. I used to listen to that song a lot. Oh my god. You chuckle to yourself. Try not to slip into a bad headspace. She chuckles along with you. A bad headspace that Jessica left you for another woman? Oh, I love this set. Oh, wow. Oh, this is so neat looking. These environments are so gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. Sorry. It's a really beautiful station. The train going by? God. Alright. It's chilly outside, but soon enough you find yourself too invested in listening to the girl's voice to care about anything else. You realize you've been holding hands for a while. The subway car is empty, save for a stoic middle-aged couple and a drunk staring intently at his own feet. Plenty of room to stretch out, and yet she sits right next to you. Oh, I didn't out myself as a lesbian. I have a wife. It's really public. I'm bisexual. Is it Taco? Just goes, oh, I'm bisexual. I don't watch The Adventure Zone, but I get sent that audio a lot. No, it's Aubrey. Aubrey, what was that power? Oh, I'm bisexual. You can feel her thigh pressing into yours, her breath on the side of your neck. Yep, here we go. Maybe it's the booze talking, but you distinctly hear your voice asking if she'd like to crash at your place. I've got a better idea. At this point, you're down for anything as long as it lets you spend a few more minutes with her. She takes you to a sleazy motel in the Bronx, trading a few words with the balding, tired-looking guy at the front desk. Chunk. He hands her a key. Still holding your hand, the woman leads you upstairs. The room you end up in is almost comically stereotypical, complete with flaking paint and a sticky floor. Not that it matters, though. The moment you step through the door, she's on you. Ooh. We about to get explicit. You try to take the lead, but she's having none of it. Before you know it, you feel the rickety bed pressing against your back. It's sloppy, fun, fierce, and not once does she lose the initiative. So, because I'm sure we all know where this is going. We are still human right now. I think we're about to be turned. Very, Bloodlines 1. I want to show you something. Yeah, we're human for the next 2 minutes. So, just from a game design standpoint, I find it interesting that in this route, if this is about to be our sire, we have now seen our sire. We have art for her. But we never actually got art for our sire in the Toreador route. We never actually saw what that man looked like. Frustration. I want to know what that beautiful man looked like. Because all we did was talk about how beautiful he was. Yep, here we go. Your hands reach under her t-shirt. Strange. It didn't look like she was cold outside, but now her skin feels eerily cool. As if sensing your confusion, she slaps your hands off her. She kisses your neck. You're overwhelmed by the sensation. Here we go. Darkness. The taste of liquid fire and smoke on your tongue. Her voice saying, "Sorry, kid. I did what I had to leave the city in one piece. But don't worry. With my blood and your principles, you're gonna do just fine." She slams the motel room door behind her as she leaves. You lie helpless on the solid, pungent mattress for some time. Minutes? Hours? Before you can focus enough to try and piece together your evening, it hits you. The big hunger. It grips you by the throat and makes your inside shrivel in terror. It's an all-encompassing emptiness that throws you on all fours. You crawl for a while, squirm on the floor in sundering pain, then jump to your feet and bust out the door. You black out. This isn't the room you saw when you last closed your eyes. Oh, is this the lobby? Yeah, because I see a guy walking down there. Somebody curses at you. A small, naked, buff dude holding a short leather whip. Oh, you accidentally walked into Frolicon. Sorry. Wow, what a goofy motherfucker. He throws a punch. He yells out several slurs. He hits you in the jaw. You black out again. ATL by Night special documentary episode. I would actually, so you guys can tell me if you would like this on our YouTube channel. I can make little vlogs going around Atlanta to some of the things that we talk about, little like tours of Atlanta for the show. Kind of show off some things like the Center for the Puppetry Arts, which is actually a very wonderful institution. We can show kind of the building that we use for the Athenaeum and the Thai restaurant nearby. We could show a couple things that haven't come up yet. I can't show any of the Primogen houses because they are based on various houses throughout Georgia, and not all of them can easily be toured. But there are a couple. Olivia Grace's house is based off of a house that is in more southern Georgia. That I'd do a day trip if you guys wanted to see the house that it's based on. Okay, it seems you guys like that. Yeah, once quarantine is over, I'm sure a lot of these places, especially places like the Vortex, which is where they picked up Tracy, they're gonna need some, patronage and they need support. So I am all about taking a tour of Atlanta to support all the places that we feature in our shows so that you guys can see them and we can talk about them. I'll get like, I'm sure my phone can hold some vlogs, so I'll make some little vlogs for you guys. The guy isn't moving anymore. There's blood on his neck. Oh, we just killed a guy in a fight. There's blood on his arms. There's blood on the floor. There's blood everywhere. Wow, whoever did this is one sick puppy. You realize you're sitting on top of his corpse. You hear a whimper. Someone else is there. A woman. Her arms are tied to a bed frame, an eye mask over her face, red marks on her back. Oh, they were having fun. You stumbled into their room. This time you see it happen. You want to stop but can't. She almost manages to get a scream out, but it dies in her throat as you bite into the side of her neck. You drink. Blood. You're drinking blood. You could swear you feel her life force escaping her body and entering yours. That's called vitae. Suddenly terrified, you tear away from her. She's not moving, but she's breathing. There's barely a mark on her neck. The guy on the floor, though... Yeah, the Toreador embrace went much nicer comparatively. You double over in a spasm, realizing what you did. You feel like throwing up, but can only gag. Panic sets in as another realization dawns on you. Your heart is not beating. You put 2 fingers to your wrist, but feel no pulse. Same thing on the neck. Nothing. There's no breath coming out of your mouth. Sorry! So I'm doing this on, I have like my gaming monitor over here and then I have my laptop. My laptop is where I can see the achievements that unlock through the story. And the achievement that just unlocked was called Rebel Yell. And I really hope that the Brujah's route is just a whole bunch of punk song references. Just let it be the entire Billy Idol catalog. You have to get out. Get someone to call an ambulance. For yourself, at least. Probably too late for the dude on the floor. Did you really kill him? Tss, tss, tss. What a mess. Or, what a mess. He back. I swear to God, if y'all start saying it, damn it! Hi, Vatty. I hate y'all. I love y'all. I love that we just all immediately went to shit when Kadir showed up. Alright. Hey there, Neonate. Do you like baseball? Do you like jazz? Alright. You look up. The door to the room is ajar. A tall, handsome, broad-shouldered man fills the entire... Even a straight Brujah is like, that man's hot. He brushes an imaginary speck of dirt off his perfectly tailored suit. Okay, we said sassy. Y'all wanted sassy. Which one of these is the most sassy option? Out of the way? We're just like, get the fuck out. Oh yeah, this is what it looks like. We're just immediately gonna jump on the defensive. I'm sorry, seeing his name pop up as Chet. Hey man, this is what it looks like. That's good to hear, because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're in a world of trouble. He surveys the room, not moving an inch from where he's standing. He shakes his head in mock concern. Murder, assault, that's 25 to life if you're lucky. But since you're not, it's a death sentence. He takes a glance at his expensive-looking watch. Lucky for you, it's been a slow night. Otherwise, I might not have gotten here in time. Come on. The sun comes up in a few hours. You don't want to be around here when it does. Are we doing... Remember, if we fight Kadir too much, he's just gonna fucking kill us. We have to limit our sass. Fine. Fine. Fuck you. I'm not going anywhere. Fuck you, man. I'm not going anywhere with you. An angry scowl appears on his face. Language, whelp. The man approaches you and starts talking. His tone remains unnaturally calm. Oddly enough, you find it both soothing and slightly unnerving. Oh, motherfucker. Kadir's just immediately jumps to like, you know what? I got powers to make you fucking behave. Now listen to me. I know this is all new to you, but I've dealt with hundreds of strays like you. And going by experience, they tend to fall into two categories. First, there are the smart ones who carefully obey my every word and don't try and pull off anything stupid. I always get them where they need to be, safe and sound. And then there are the dumb ones. The punks who thought they could take me on, the wise guys who tried to contact somebody secretly and without permission, the troublemakers who tried to run off or make a scene. None of them got to their destination in one piece. In fact, most of them never reached their destination at all. His voice becomes slightly bored and monotone. You can tell he's given this speech before, like dozens of times. So you see, while I generally consider myself pretty smart, I'm also a Mets fan. It's my one true weakness. One that inspired me to come up with a 3-strike system when dealing with pups like you. He's really bringing the Mets out early. Kadir. If you get on my nerves once or twice, well, I understand. Not all of us perform well in stressful situations. But cross me 3 times, and you're out. No excuses, no forgiveness, no mercy. As he's talking, he slowly approaches you, adding a bit of a theatrical swagger to his walk. Eventually, he leans in, deliberately invading your personal space. You realize it's a test. He's daring you to do something about it. 3 strikes, and you're out. Say, I understand, sir. Now. You've never been too eager to bend the knee to anyone, but this is something else. This man's very presence instills a primal fear in your heart. Okay, sassy, fuck you, sir. Like, okay. Okay. Y'all's thirst for Kadir is easily my very favorite. Y'all. Yeah, we really need to go with fuck you, sir. Okay. With all due respect, sir, go fuck yourself. See, these options really need... The options need to much better reflect what you are saying. Strike 2. And watch the language, whelp. Moving on. Is there anything you'd want to... anyone you'd want to inform of your current situation? Tell him you're alright. He flashes his fangs briefly, and for some reason, the sight sends a chill down your spine. There's something very wrong about him. He's a fucking vampire. Like... Someone closest to you. Lie out your ass! So, I don't like any of these options. Because, like, we had a bad breakup. So why the shit should we be like, oh yeah, we should tell my ex-girlfriend that I'm okay? She's really worried about that. Like, something tells me Jessica doesn't give a single shit if you're alive right now. Yeah, like, fuck her. But I feel like if we say my ex-girlfriend, that'll at least convey, because if we say my girlfriend, that's not good. Let's say my ex-girlfriend. Jessica, my ex-girlfriend. She kind of hates my guts, but yeah, I suppose it would be her. The stranger gives you a puzzled look and decides to prod further. The closest person in your life hates your guts. This time, something resembling a look of pity, he turns his eyes to the corpse on the floor. When it rains, it pours, I suppose. Well, if you'd like to ruin her day, let her know you're all right. Give me your phone number. I'll have someone take care of it, discreetly, of course. You hand him your smartphone so he can copy the number from your list of contacts. Thank you. This will be useful in illustrating my next point. Instead of giving you back your phone, the man hides it in his pocket. From this point on, you're subject to different laws than the ones you grew up under, and you'll be watched by many eyes to ensure those laws are respected. You're forbidden from letting anyone know you're still alive. You're forbidden from showing your face anywhere they know you. If anyone comes looking for you, it's over for both you and them. He interrupts his monotone recitation and stares deep into your eyes. Oh. Yes? So unless you want your girlfriend to end up at the bottom of the Hudson, I'd suggest you cooperate. He proudly displays his fangs again. You've put Jess in danger, goddammit. I can only hope that you care for her enough not to do anything selfish. His words are meant to imply otherwise, but by now, it's obvious. He hates your guts as much as you hate his. He's itching for a fight, and you're almost willing to oblige. That's just Brujah. You're like, you wanna fucking go? You wanna go? Like, so, somebody's just trying to get their breakfast, and you're like, you wanna fucking go? Alright, I think that's enough lecturing for today. We're on a bit of a schedule here. Now, I don't need to hurt you, but I can do so in the blink of an eye. Just so we're clear, I have the authority to end you right here, right now. This is not an idle threat. So are you going to play along, or do we have to do it the hard way? Y'all, we just got to get out of this scene, and then we can be a rude bitch to everybody else, okay? Kadir's got to get us where we're going. We're just going to follow. We'll probably say something fucking rude while we're following. You weigh your chances, but it doesn't look promising. The guy's fit, determined, and looks like he means business. Even the Brujah is like, yo, he look fucking fit though. You weigh your chances. You, on the other hand, are confused, exhausted, and on the verge of a panic attack. Yeah, fine. I'll go with you. He looks almost disappointed. A wise decision. Follow me, please, and close the door behind you. You take one final look at the woman, who's just coming to. At the body on the ground. This is fucked. Absolutely fucked. You pull the handle and close the door. The man leads you downstairs. You contemplate signaling the bald guy at the front desk, but he's too busy watching some 90s action flick on a small, ancient-looking TV. He seems totally oblivious to your presence. Is he watching Escape from New York? Shameless plug for the No Kindred Hungry campaign that I will be doing on April 1st. You can watch it on twitch.tv/tablegoth. It's going to be myself, Vancouver by night. I think we have another person with us who I can't recall at this exact moment. And special guest Shane Easton, who plays Katya on LA by Night. We're going to be doing a Sabbat campaign one-shot. And it is a charity stream that benefits No Kid Hungry, which is definitely needed right now during these times when a lot of families are kind of food insecure during the quarantine. So I'll be getting all the information up on Twitter. I've shared it recently. I'll share it again. It's going to be a lot of fun for fans of the Blood Crow stories. I'm going to be playing Darla Abiyati as a vampire. So you guys will get the return of the voice. And this time as a vampire. So please, please, please join us. Help us raise money for a great cause and enjoy a very murder hobo Sabbat game. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's very Escape from New York. So, okay. You hear a dejected Jean-Claude Van Damme say, "I just want to go home," as you're walking by. Your would-be kidnapper stops by the door and addresses you before opening it. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, as soon as he opens the door, I'm making a run for it. Maybe I can outrun him. I'll save you the trouble. You can't. You either get inside my car and I'll get you to where you need to be. Or you can try something stupid that you'll regret later. Do I make myself clear? No promises. Yeah, he has celerity, so he fucking knows. So I feel like the not rude but still kind of sassy answer is, why don't you turn me in? Like, why don't you just turn me in? Because no one would benefit from that. And besides, I have my orders. Oh yeah, we got a much better answer out of that one. He opens the door and gestures to a black Cadillac Escalade parked right outside the building. After you. I'm gonna regret this. Chat, you get to vote. Are we gonna make a run for it? Or are we gonna get inside the car? I'm leaving it up to you guys. I'm going to 100% regret this. We just gotta get to Elysium. Running is gonna be strike 3, y'all. Okay. Alright. We're gonna run for it. Oh. Alright. It's gonna be a quick game. Your instinct tells you to run, and you listen. But just a few seconds later, the same instinct is telling you something else. That someone's right behind you. For a split second, it becomes a blur. Knocked down, you fall into the filth-encrusted pavement. As you're trying to get up, letting out a string of bloody spittle, you hear a disappointed sigh. You were doing so well. And that's strike 3. Fuck! F in the chat. He produces something from the pocket of his jacket. For a split second, it all becomes a blur. Suddenly, you feel a sharp pain in your chest, and you realize you can't move a muscle. You're just a rabid dog. You need to be put down. The man throws you over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes. From that point on, you can only see snippets, zoning in and out. No one stops the man as he carries your helpless body out of the building and throws it in the backseat of his car, or the black car. You drift out of consciousness. Everything goes dark again. Ooh, and the blood's already appearing on the screen because we didn't get a chance to have a stick snack. An endless void of nothingness. An endless void of nothingness. An endless void of nothingness. Suddenly, a wet squelch-like sound rings out in your ears. Then your chest explodes with an excruciating ache. Disembodied, you find yourself being slowly entrapped by horrifying dead flesh. Then, resurrection. You suck air through your teeth as you wake, hoping this was all a nightmare. Wow. Okay. The gasp doesn't bring you any comfort, and you quickly realize it's nothing more than residual instinct. You don't actually breathe air in nor out, and your heart is as still as it was before. Sight comes back to you as you focus on the features of an unfamiliar room. No windows, just a simple bed and a single light bulb hanging from the ceiling, a small humming fridge, and a rattling AC fan on the wall. You notice claw marks on the inner side of the entrance door. What did y'all make me do? Rise and shine, fledgling. You've got places to be. His suit is as immaculate as yesterday, but his presence strikes you as even more malevolent than before. This is practice for being savant. Yeah, I'll admit, I'm so used to like following Masquerade, following Camarilla a lot, that playing an unhinged character that has no rules, I'm just like it feels like summer vacation from high school. Like when you get to summer vacation, you have that first week of haze where you're just like, I don't know what to do. Alright. Let's go with what happened. What'd you do to me? He recites his answer monotonously? I fulfilled my sacred duty as judge, jury, and executioner. You went against my rules. I meted out punishment. Why? The man glances at his watch and then turns his eyes to you again. Monotonously. Okay, monotonously. I'm illiterate, y'all. Give me a break. You're expected. Get in the car. You have more questions? Where I'm taking you, you'll get the answers. Probably more than you're ready to handle. All of these are sassy, so which one do you guys want? I'm dead, right? You can let me go. Or I want out. I feel like these are all kind of sassy. Yeah, I'm dead, right? Can you at least acknowledge I'm dead? It's a philosophical conundrum that I don't feel competent to solve. Medically speaking, you are deceased, and yet you're standing here, talking, thinking, stalling. Enough is enough. Are you getting inside the car, or are you really, really willing to risk a fourth strike in this match? We're gonna get inside the car. I'm overruling y'all. I don't give a shit. We're getting in the car. Yeah, Vatty is overruling us. We're getting in the car. We're not gonna rush him. We can't take him. Clearly. Like, even a Brujah vampire would know that he can't take Kadir. Like, that's just dumb. Hijack the car is still technically getting in the car, but without Kadir, we're gonna get in the car. We're gonna get in the car. There we go. It's still sassy. You guys still get your wish. Better not be some bullshit. Quit your yapping and get in the car. Y'all consistently calling Kadir Vatty is... Do I need to make a t-shirt that says Vatty? Because I will. I will absolutely make a t-shirt that says Vatty. Y'all are calling me out. I'm too much of a good girl for Chet. Oh god, the screaming for a Vatty shirt. Okay, okay. I'll make one. I'll make one. Are there any ATL by Night references you guys would like to have on a shirt? Like, oh god, Vatty's favorite. I won't do wee woo just because that is a reference to B. Dave Walters. That's a reference that we're making because we love B. Dave Walters, so we're not going to put that on a shirt because that's his thing. Vatty's little kindred. Crowley naked magic time. Okay. Beware of scarves. Y'all all either tweet these to me or put them in the Discord. I will make as many of these as I can because all it takes is me to put them on our store because I have a partnership with another place. A shirt with just like a scarf, like art on it. Can we make a scarf with the Banu symbol? Is that doable? I don't know if scarves are available in the shop, but I will consider it. I'll ask them what's possible. We are not putting Tilly with Vatty's girl. Tilly is a lesbian. Alright. Vatty something or I'll riot. Okay, I'll make various Vatty shirts for you guys. Y'all are messes. I love you so much. Nope. Okay, continuing. Y'all, Discord or Twitter. Any of your shirt ideas. I'll see how many I can make. As you sit down in the back, the door is locking behind you. You notice that your clothing is ripped around your sternum. You touch your chest and realize there's a gaping hole there. You can feel your broken ribs and flesh around them. We have to ask how we're alive. Like, well, we told him to acknowledge that we're dead, and he's like, well, technically. And now you have a big-ass hole in your chest. It's like, yeah, what the fuck feels appropriate? What the fuck is this hole in my chest? You got staked, bitch. A potent reminder that you should listen to your superiors. Anyway. Don't worry about it. It'll mend, given the chance. A few minutes later, the sight of your open rib cage becomes just another part of a spectacle you feel almost wholly dissociated from. No breath, no heartbeat, and now a gaping wound with no blood coming out of it. It all makes sense, in some perverse way. In a fugue-like state, you start touching it like it was somebody else's body. For as much body horror as I have, if I just had a gaping hole in my chest that wasn't killing me, I admit I'd be like, what? You drive in silence for a while. You keep trying to catch glimpses of familiar streets or landmarks through the blackened windows, but it's of little use. The car is also soundproof, so all you hear is a bit of humming traffic in the car's engine. The driver doesn't say anything and seems focused on the road. I forgot how much I missed these weird ass rearview mirrors that make no fucking sense. Like, physics wise, that can't happen. Anyway. You check the door handle. The door is locked all right. The piece of dark glass separating you and the front of the car looks sturdy, too. There's nothing left to do but wait. 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 Does Kadir have, like, a partition between me and him? He's just like, nope. You didn't have time to think about it before, but you realize now that you're hungry? No, not exactly. It's not a rumbling stomach that grabs your attention. Yeah, he's got the partition so crazy Brujah can't jump him in the car. Haha, he did think ahead. It's a need that spreads somewhere from your abdomen and spreads through your chest, throat, and back of the head. After a while, the need transforms into an overwhelming wave of anger. You clench your fists and jaw. You kick the wall that divides you and the driver. You feel like screaming. I don't want to start swearing because he said language and somehow that just feels like strike 4. Who has the scariest glare, Cirrus or Vatty? I can't answer that because Cirrus isn't scary to me. Kadir is scary to me. Yeah, I do kind of feel like we should keep it in. We already, like, kicked the wall really hard. So, I feel like we're throwing our little temper tantrum. We're also still reasonably confused, so I feel like feeling like screaming. But also, like, this guy says we're dead, now we're going somewhere, and there's a hole in my chest. Alright. You're fuming inside, but despite trying to cover it up, it shows on your contorted face. Eventually, it catches his eye. Are you scheming something? Keep your impotent rage in check, or else I'll do it for you. Impotent? Just you watch, bastard. Well, I said he wouldn't kill me, but I would just say thank you. 3 is smart, 1 is Chet. That's very true. Or is it sassy to keep it in because he's being rude as fuck to us right now? Like, he's like, oh, you little raging child. It's like... Y'all are gonna learn a lot about me by how hard these options are to choose. Fine, we're just gonna kick the wall. We're not gonna break the window. We're just gonna kick it. Okay, here. Kick the wall or keep it in. Or keep it in. Y'all are gonna have to help me through, like, this whole fucking thing. I can't choose mean dialogue options in games to save my fucking life. Like, if it was like, you have to be rude to this townsperson or else we're gonna kill your character right now, I'd be like, well, it's been fun. Spite behaving. Okay, okay. Your fists hurt, your head hurts, your bowels are burning with a dull flame, and yet you don't break. A minute goes by and the rage passes. The car continues on its way with no further comment from the driver. You feel exhausted. The anger that that you erupted with is now just a smoldering fire, but your hunger remains. It takes you oh, this is pretty. It takes you another 20 or so minutes to get to your destination. As the door opens, you try to get your bearings. You're still in New York, that much is certain. Queens, maybe. Hey, that's where Anton's actor's from. Is this where Elysium was the last time? Because we didn't get to see a door. And this is really pretty. After me. No sudden movements, please. You approach a nice-looking building that houses a 2-story gallery called the Art Hole. Yep, this is it. 2 large men in suits flank the door on both sides. They give your companion a nod as you approach. Prompted by the stranger guiding you, you walk inside. The gallery is full, which is unusual at this hour, to say the least. About 24 faces fill the showroom, and a number of waiters navigating the gathering serving drinks. All of them are beneath the guests' attention. The visitors are well dressed for the most part, but it's unclear what they have all gathered here for. Nobody seems to be particularly interested in the art pieces on the walls, and the atmosphere is polite, unnaturally so. Welcome to the Camarilla. Many guests turn to look at you, and the stranger who brought you here, their glances are varied. You see open contempt on a few faces, and animated interest on others. Most of the eyes in the room calmly observe you, as if wishing to appraise your worth. The last time you felt like this was at your previous job interview. That easel is a staple easel from The Sims. It's also just that's a standard easel for an art museum to have. Like, Sims art imitating life. Which, by the way, per y'all's recommendation, currently, you can download the Coterie, the Primogen, Hexadecimal, and myself, because I messed up building a vampire the first time. All in The Sims 4 right now. So you can download all the characters right now. I'm still working on the houses, but you can add any of the Primogen and any of the Coterie to you and Hex and myself. Just look up ATL by Night on The Sims 4 and you will find everybody. My personal favorite is Olivia. The look for her is just... but yeah, all the Primogen are there. Yep, it's ATL by Night, all one word. But yeah, look for that and you'll be able to get all the characters. I'm still building everyone's houses, which is why I haven't made the big announcement just yet. Because the houses are actually kind of difficult. I can't get them exactly how they're supposed to be, but I will get them as a close approximation so you guys can have fun with it. Alright. It was like being a piece of livestock, inspected from all sides for any imperfections so your wage could be haggled down. It was dehumanizing and made you feel dirty. When they called you the next day to offer you the job, you declined. Even when you're a nobody, you become even less if you trade away your dignity for a paycheck. Boy, you live in New York. Pay your bills. The memory makes you feel warmer inside even now, although the state of your bank account never did. Yeah, he sounds more pretentious than Lamar. Good evening, Kadir, and to you, child. The noble, cold voice takes you out of your head and back to the situation at hand. The gallery. A crowd of strangers. You being brought here against your will. For what purpose? The room awaits your response. Excuse me, what? Or, not a child. Bitch, I ain't no child. No. Yeah, two feels... Because, so, here's my thought. Because you guys want a sassy Brujah, which means being a little bit mean. Which means that my third playthrough will be as a Ventru. And much as it will pain me, I will do the Ventru route being as mean as humanly possible. I will choose the meanest option every time for the Ventru. So we're just going to be a little sassy. So. Excuse me, what? The Prince of New York, Helene Pennard, child of Michaela, is addressing you, whelp. My sheriff, this harshness is unnecessary. This fledgling has every right to be confused. She is somewhat plain-looking and doesn't seem to possess a great deal of charm, but still the entire room is intently focused on her voice. She has influence over these people, that much is clear. You may address me as Prince, child. I realize your introduction into unlife was abrupt, and I understand your sire left shortly after. The rules of our society dictate I punish you both for this transgression. A murmur of agreement, maybe, can be heard from the gathered audience. But I am willing to listen to what our loyal sheriff has to say about the circumstances of your embrace first. I'm gonna say... Wait, I'm confused. What are you saying? I think it shall all become clear momentarily. You were pushed headfirst into a world you have not realized the existence of. But before you can partake in it, there needs to be a trial. You're about to be judged by the court of New York City. Kadir, please tell us how you found this fledgling and what happened on your way here. God, my allergies are getting me. My whole back patio was covered in pollen. This is wonderful. But when I said Kadir just now, because of how like sound gets muffled in your head when you have allergies, it sounded like she said my dear. Or that I said my dear. Court? Prince? Is this some kind of secret society make-believe? A trusted informant who's chosen to remain anonymous at this time tipped me off about a suspicious kindred appearing in one of our domains. Upon investigating, I found them gone, but this fledgling remained in their place. The hunger made him savage a prostitute and his client in a Bronx brothel belonging to one of the ministry. Okay, A? Hell yeah, male sex worker. Good job, buddy. And 2, the ministry! So, for new people, the ministry in old books is referred to as the followers of Set. They are a more Egyptian-based vampire group, and they are cool as hell. They're so cool. I've never played a ministry member because I have never felt cool enough. Like I can't play a character that's that smooth. I play Malkavians. That's the zone I exist in. Alright. I have already spoken to Sensorique about this, and made sure it'll blow over. The fledgling proved to have quite the nerve and an unruly tongue. As could be expected, this young kindred's instincts got the better of him, and I had to use force for him to comply, as evidenced by the damage to his garments. You can hear somebody chuckle if you guests glance at the hole in your shirt. You realize the damage to your chest is almost gone, as if mended on its own. That first lesson proved sufficient, and he did not oppose me tonight. His baser nature took over during the drive here, but I am relieved to note he managed to compose himself before I was forced to intervene. The story ends with us arriving at Elysium tonight. All eyes are on you again. You take a special interest in one of the faces. It's a beautiful woman with curly, almost blood-red hair and a dress to match. You see her whispering to some bespectacled man with an absent-minded look on his face. Who is she, you wonder? Thank you, Kadir. I take note of this fledgling's behavior and will take it into consideration later. She turns her attention to you. First, there is the matter of your sire, the person who brought you where Kadir picked you up from last night. Who were they? Sire? We don't know that word. We're a dumb faux intellectual. Let me ask you this first. Why do you keep using that word sire? What does that mean? Under regular circumstances, that would be your patron and the one responsible for your introduction into our society. Things being what they are, however, I would very much like to know who they are. Indulge me. That was the Chet voice. You find it impossible to decline her final request. Something in her voice makes you want to please her, and you hear yourself speak. A Latina woman, very radical, unless she convincingly lied to me. She was special. Extraordinary. She had fire, conviction, temper. She seduced me. Easily, in fact. Made me think she wanted me. I fell for it. Now I'm here. You stop yourself from saying more, then realize there's not much more to talk about. A nagging thought enters your mind. How did this prince persuade you with such ease? Well, Kadir, does that sound familiar? No, it does not. Or at least not familiar enough. I'll continue the search after we're done here. Shall we give up the bitch? Or can I go now? What happens now? All of these are kind of valid options that can be sort of sassy. Yeah, like, I do think that Panard is a decent prince, for the fact that when it comes to new kindred, she's like, all right, you're new, you're dumb, it's okay. Like, she's a lot more understanding than some princes, and some barons for that matter. All right, yeah, we'll go with what happens now. Well, that's as much as you're getting out of me. What now? Now? Now it's time to decide your fate, fledgling. What shall I do with the fledgling, my prince? What is your recommendation, my sheriff? The traditions are clear. Thou shalt only sire another with the permissions of thine elder. If thou createst another within thine elder's leave, both thou and thy progeny shall be slain. I am ready to fulfill my duty. Stay your hand for just a moment longer, Kadir. I wish to consult my council on this. Make sure everyone is in agreement. Of course. Also, Panard is really good to be like, I'm going to talk to the council first. I get that you think we should kill him. I'm just going to talk to everybody real quick. Because she could have just easily made the call right then and there, but she didn't. Panard's a decent prince. Despite that she makes out with a racist. Oh, that scene's gonna go so much... I wonder if that guy, instead of being racist, will just be prejudiced because we're Brujah. I don't know. He seems strangely relieved. The prince leaves the main showroom, and a handful of people follow her out. You're about to ask Kadir what all of the talk of traditions and councils was when the red-haired woman approaches the two of you. Sophie? Sheriff, I was wondering if I could have a word with the fledgling. What for? She lowers her voice in response. Come now, Kadir. We all know what the verdict is going to be. Let me speak with them. You might not have to stain your hands tonight after all. Her words grab his attention. His face is hard to read. It's like several emotions are struggling for domination. Anger, sadness, hope, gratitude, resolve. I'll go get my sword. He steps out of the room the way you came, and you are left in the showroom with the woman in the red dress. She takes you aside, and the eyes of the remaining guests follow you. Well then, fledgling, you're in quite the pickle. What was that about, sword? No, we're not making Pickle Rick jokes. We're above that, chat. Let's see. What was that about a sword and what is this circus both feel sassy? A sword? An S word? A sword? I do think if I was a young Brujah here, you know, like, just be a sassy, like, what's this guy gonna do? Fight me? And then he's like, I'll go get my sword, and you're like, wait, what? Oh, hold on, what? I would full stop in my tracks, no matter how mad I was. I'd be like, hold on, he said sword. Wait, did I hear that right? What did he say about a sword? Your hearing isn't faulty. We only have a short while before the prince hears her counsel out and Kadir returns here with his blade. So listen, please. Last night, you became a vampire. Finally someone fucking tells me. But this is also considerably earlier than the Toreador got it. I feel like we are so much further in the story, like, than we were, as Lamar. Wait, what? Yeah, we've only been at this for an hour, and we're just now finding out we're a vampire, so yeah, I feel like we're going faster. Oh yes, I am well aware of how ridiculous that sounds. It's the reason why we have nicer words for it. Kindred, being embraced, having a sire. The fact remains. The beings call us vampires. You're looking at them. The beings called vampires. You're looking at them. They're us. You glance around. Some of the guests are still occasionally looking at you, commenting on you in hushed tones. Many of the patrons are pale. Really pale. Most hold glasses of wine. No, not wine. That's not the right thickness. It's not the right color, either. You're trying to come up with something sensible to say, but you're drawing a blank. It makes a morbid kind of sense. You drank blood last night, there's no denying it, and your breathing has not returned. Your heart remains still. A vampire. Two voices in your head start battling for supremacy. You're not a Malkavian. One of them slowly begins to put everything that happened since yesterday together, coming to a conclusion that no matter how insane it might seem, nothing but what she's saying makes sense. The other voice just keeps saying, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, on repeat. That would be me. It'd be half like, oh, yeah. And the other half of my brain going, what the fuck? You're surprised. This is often how it plays out by design. Kadir deliberately keeping you out of the dark and all. If we do nothing, you will be cut down, as sure as day follows night. But I'm here to offer you a chance, a way out, under one condition. I will take you under my wing. If you're lucky, the prince will be in a good mood tonight, and Kadir's complaints about your behavior won't influence her judgment. This society values docility. She might agree to this, but only if you swear fealty to me. I am not making this offer lightly. As your patron, I will take responsibility for you. Your actions will reflect on me. If they reflect negatively, well, I'll make sure you face the consequences. You'll make me your servant. So, let me get this straight. You'll make me your servant in exchange for my life. That's the deal? If you insist on putting it in such pedestrian terms, yes, that is the deal, as you so eloquently put it. The alternative is, I fear, final death at the hands of Kadir. Here, tonight. Steps and hushed voices can be heard from the side room. It seems the prince and her council are returning to the showroom. Kadir appears from downstairs as well and starts walking towards you. When you hear the verdict, ask to be spared. I will intervene. Remember my condition. She flashes a heart-melting smile towards Kadir, who does not smile back. The sheriff's immaculate suit is now complemented by a curved, oriental-looking metal scabbard fastened with a colorful sash around the waist. Also, I don't like that they said oriental-looking. That felt bad as it came out of my mouth. It would look vaguely ridiculous if it wasn't surprisingly intimidating first and foremost. Kadir takes his place next to you and observes as the prince takes center stage again. Loyal kindred of New York City Camarilla gathered here tonight. I have made my decision regarding this fledgling. Their behavior since being embraced has become disagreeable, and that does not bode well for them becoming a valuable member of our society. You are all keenly aware that these nights we need to close our ranks and trust the wisdom of our elders to their traditions more than ever before. As our trusted sheriff pointed out, there could only be one course of action. Although I acknowledge some of my council's divergent opinions on this. She takes a look specifically at one of the people who left the room before, somewhat plainly dressed, shy-looking man whose skin is a somewhat healthier tone. He bows his head in deference. I hold the final authority over this fledgling's fate, and I declare that while their embrace might be the sire's responsibility, in their absence it is their progeny that shall be punished. No, the person in the plain clothes, that's the thin blood guy that we talked to last time. The sentence is final death, to be resolved presently. Kadir? You hear a scraping sound and see that the sheriff has unsheathed his curved sword. It is a beautifully detailed blade, which you expect must be worth a small fortune. Its apparent sharpness makes you freeze up. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. His quiet mumble is audible to nobody but you. As his eyes meet yours, you note just a hint of sadness in his countenance, one that quickly vanishes to give way to grim determination. And he's out to bat. You will not get another chance to speak up. Do we do the option that we know pushes the narrative forward, or do we do the option that's the dumb bitch option? I feel like I know what y'all are gonna say. Y'all are gonna say dumb bitch option. Chaos. Chaos is a ladder. Oh, fuck. I accidentally hit my mouse! Ah! Sorry. I went to put my drink down and it hit the mouse. That's on me. I don't even know what we clicked. What I clicked? Did anyone see me do it? What I hit? Oh, I hit to run? Oh no. Oh no, I'm being told that I hit to run. Alright. Sophie's gaze. The red-haired woman is disappointed after realizing you're not about to speak up. Last chance. The eyes of the crowd focused on you. They know what's coming. They're waiting for it excitedly. Last chance. The sheriff's ridiculous sword raised above you, menacingly. Inevitable? Last chance, last chance, last chance. You run. It's a desperate, ugly, panicked sprint. In a split second, the world around you spins. You tumbled awkwardly. You hear gasps. The The crowd divides into those who pretend to be disgusted by the sight and those who take it in unabashedly. I can't read today, y'all. Sorry. I'm tired. Very tired. Quarantine has made me so sleepy.
Oh my god!
There, on the floor, 2 legs cut cleanly above the knees. You can see Sophie right there, just like, oh god, I adopted a dum-dum. Here, where you're lying on the ground, the stumps end at around the middle of your thighs. You want to scream, but Kadir's oriental blade cuts through your vocal cords before you make any sound. Looky looky, we've got a spam bot. Fixed. Alright. I feel like the, my vocal cords being cut, might mean game over, guys. Darkness. For good this time. Sorry, that was called As Far As Your Legs Can Carry You. Yo, we fucking gave up! I knew that getting a game over was possible, but I didn't expect it. Well, a part of me wants to be like, well, that's it. That's the Brujah playthrough. Oh, I think I have to let the... scroll finish. Once the scroll finishes, we'll load up, see where it last saved us. Hey, Jason Carl! For those who watch LA by Night. Thank you for playing! I'm having a ball. I can't load! God damn it. Oh, this is funny. Oh, God. Okay. Okay. It straight deletes your save file. You can't go back. Let's try that again. We're gonna call him Chet Jr. Oh, fuck. Oh. We're just gonna call him Chet again. Chet 2. I won't call him Chet 2. It'll look dumb. Hold on. Chet 2. No, that looks like Cheeto. Chet Thinny. Great Brujah playthrough. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Okay. We're gonna speed through this, just because we read all of this already. They don't really have a fast forward option. Yeah, we got you, Arturo. Trying to just get through it. We gotta get back to where we were. Let's not let Chethany make the mistakes of his predecessor. I mean, it took us a while to get any options. There we go. I'm just gonna choose the same options. Oh, I picked, it's not what it looks like, shit. Alright. Gonna try and choose the same ones. Should we get staked again? Do we want to do that? Chat, now that you know we can game over? Or should we behave long enough to get to Elysium? Let's ruin our lives after we get spared. I'll still go with fuck you, sir. Sorry, I'm just trying to speed in. We're just gonna get inside the car and then maybe have a temper tantrum in the car. Okay. This is the afterlife, isn't it? You're not entirely wrong, but it's not what you think. He weighs his next words carefully. No, I just, the only thing different I'm doing right here is just getting in the car. Largely because the concern with the staking is that then we're starting out with the blood on the sides to where we're already hungry. Which doesn't feel correct since we just, drank 2 people, 1 to death. Trying to give us a fighting chance here. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not in the mood to wax poetic about the state you're in or in my role of tonight's events. Just remember, if you want to survive the next 24 hours, you'll have to play along. We'll say this is some shady bullshit. Man, this is bullshit. Why does everything have to be a fucking riddle? Well, riddle me this. Who's gonna get their teeth smashed into their brain if he doesn't shut up? Understand that this is for your own good. Times being what they are, you should consider yourself lucky. You drive in silence for about 20 more minutes. As the exhaustion catches up with you, the streetlights fade into a blur. Eventually, the car stops and the doors open. You emerge from your dreamlike state and find yourself in some kind of underground parking garage. Oh! So interesting. If you guys want me to continue the playthrough exactly as you previously had it, I'll restart it because it appears like he's taking us to this little spot where Lamar was taken. So if you guys just want to skip straight ahead to Elysium, I can restart and get us where we need to go. Because I think that's what he's about to do. Alright, here. Nope. How do I get out? Here, we'll make all the exact same choices, except we're not going to fucking run for it. We're gonna speak up. Let me just blow through this real quick. So how are your days going? They really need a fast forward option. Most visual novels have them. We're getting there. Escape's gonna get tired of me clicking so fast. Okay. Out of the way was what we chose last time, I think. No, it was this is not what it looks like because he gave us the same, like, 25 to life. Okay. Fuck you, I'm not going anywhere. Fuck you, sir. My ex-girlfriend. We followed him out. Then we made a run for it. Said, why don't you turn me in? Make a run for it. Did we say what happened? Yeah, we did. I'm pretty sure we said I'm dead, right? Yeah. Then we got inside the car. Then we said, what the fuck? Kept it in. Then we kept it in. Okay, we're almost there. Oh, fuck. I said good evening, miss. Well, I think it'll still go the same way. Sorry. I was clicking too fast. Okay, we said I don't understand. Then sire. And then what happens now? Almost there. What was that about, sword? I said you'll make me your servant. Okay. So we're going to ask for mercy. Okay, chat? We're not gonna fuck this up. You make your choice. I'm not going down like this, damn it. Spare me. Prince, if I may ask you to stay the sheriff's hand for a while longer. Kadir looks at the prince, awaiting her response. The sword is still hanging above you, threatening to fall at a moment's notice. Is there something you'd like to say, Miss Langley? Yes, if I may. At first, the prince looks somewhat annoyed in the distraction, but she stays quiet for a while, measuring the mood in the room. The bored elite suddenly look at you with aroused interest, some of them dismayed as not seeing the bloodshed, but all intrigued by an unexpected twist. The prince nods. Well, let's hear it. Sophie takes a few steps forward, all eyes are on her now, but Kadir's heavy hand on your shoulder makes it clear you won't take advantage of the distraction. My prince, while the traditions are clear, I believe that the proper context should be observed in addition to the letter of our laws. This fledgling is a burden, but with proper guidance, they could become an asset to our domain. And I understand you are volunteering to take this unruly child under your protection. Yes, I'm willing to give them a chance, and prove to the entire domain that they can adhere to our expectations. I will take nothing less than their full cooperation, naturally. Whispers can be heard again, an incredulous voice or two, a hushed, just behead the fucker, some suppressed exclamations of surprise. Silence! I ask all of you to make note of this moment. I might be persuaded to bend one tradition in this child's favor, but another will have to be enforced more firmly in its stead. Until thy progeny shall be released, thou shalt command them in all things. Their sins are thine to endure. Are you certain that's a responsibility you wish to shoulder, Miss Langley? I am willing to guide this fledgling and add a valuable ally to our sect in our time of need, yes. But I would like to receive the right of destruction over them, if it pleases you. Destruction? Oh, hell no. Remain silent or give me a chance to prove myself. You guys help me. I'm not sure which one to choose. But we are not saying, oh hell no. We gotta get out of Elysium before we can be assholes. Because Kadir will just strike us down again. And if we die again, that's it for today. Yeah, I feel like remaining silent is probably our best course of action right now. It's clear tensions are high. It feels surreal to listen to strangers discussing your death, or second death apparently, and keep silent. You decide it's best to let Sophie handle this alone and not interject. You have no idea how to handle this eyes wide shut crowd. The prince looks at you as if weighing your worth. She takes another good measure of the room before she speaks again. I shall grant what you ask. Let it be known Sophie Langley of the clan of the Rose will become this fledgling's patron. They shall be considered like sire and child. Miss Langley will take full responsibility for them, and I grant her the right of destruction if she sees fit to use it. Let my intentions be clear, however. If I am to turn a blind eye to one of our most important traditions on this occasion, I expect it to be beneficial to the Camarilla, substantially so. I hope you find this verdict satisfactory, Miss Langley. Of course, Prince. Thank you. Very well. She turns to you. What is your name, child? Chethany. Oh, now you're asking my name. I really... because we need to tell her our name is Chethany. I am Chethany of the House of Chet. My father was here before me. His legs were cut off. Chethany, Prince. She nods. Welcome to the Camarilla, Chethany. Now this evening proved to be even more eventful than I anticipated, but with the fledgling's fate decided, I believe our meeting here can conclude. Thank you all for appearing on such short notice. Give my regards to those who couldn't make it. Kadir, a moment of your time before I let you return to your duties. Of course, Prince. He shoots you a side glance. It doesn't leave much space for interpretation. You will be watched. You will be judged. And if need be, you will be punished. The two of them leave the gallery. So interesting, we didn't get any time to converse with other people. And I think that's only if we went there willingly. If we went to Elysium willingly, we might have had the chance to, like, talk to the Thin Blood Primogen, talk to Arturo. So interesting that we, like, missed a lot of that by being a petulant asshole. See, if you're an asshole, you miss out in life. Well, Chethany, I think we've both already managed to significantly improve each other's evenings. But let's keep the ball rolling, shall we? I think we should have a toast to a new fruitful partnership. She raises her hand at one of the well-dressed concierges who have now reappeared in the showroom to refill the guest glasses. The conventionally handsome man approaches with a carafe of red liquid. He pours it into 2 tall glasses. You can barely wait until he hands you the drink. Your attention is fully on it. The fact that it's blood, you are certain of it, doesn't faze you in this time. While Sophie sips her drink, you realize it's thirst. No, this hunger can only be satiated by drinking the whole glass in almost a single gulp. As the liquid coats your throat, bliss relief takes hold. A posh woman passing by rolls her eyes at your lack of etiquette, but Sophie pays it no mind. Kadir has been starving you, hasn't he? Let's see if I can do something about that. She motions again. The man returns and gives you a refill. This time you find yourself having more control. You take a sip, savor it. It's smoky and warm, makes you think of a cozy cabin in the woods. It does strike you as a strange image for your mind to jump to when drinking human blood, but it is what it is. You've never tasted anything like it. Do you like it? I think New York City caterers have a very bourgeoisie ideas about what good blood should taste like. Apologies. You must have so many questions. While we're on the topic, perhaps we should start with those related to sustenance. Feel this hunger constantly. How much do I have to drink to make it go away? The sad reality is it will never go away. No matter how much you drink, you will always be tempted to have more. Unless you consume someone wholly to the last drop, paying for temporary relief with their life. That is a one-way road to losing your humanity. Best start by just taking a single sip from a vessel. Be prudent. Hot, fresh blood will be more satiating than most anything they serve in a fancy glass, but it can make you more voracious. As to how much you should have, it depends. If you're frugal, you can survive many nights without a single drink, but it's risky and will tempt the beast that is part of our curse. Tomorrow I shall take you hunting, and we will explore this topic further. The blood you are having tonight should be enough to keep you happy for now. You mentioned a beast, or what do you mean by hunting? Oh, so yeah. You'll take me hunting, you say? And I'm expected to follow you around wherever you go, yes? Her demeanor sours. If I request it, then yes, unequivocally. Blech. I can't say that word. Without my good graces, you will meet a swift and definite end, as we proved previously. I have offered you a chance, but it is only worth as much as you decide to utilize it. A nasty smile makes her bare her fangs. Of course. You can feel free to save me the trouble and just meet the sunrise. Just do it in a secluded place so you don't endanger the masquerade. She's just like, look, follow my orders or go kiss the sun for all I fucking care. Her anger gone in a split second, a warm smile returns to her face and makes you both feel foolishly for having wronged her in any way. You realize it's an obvious play on your emotions. You've seen Kadir toy with you in similar ways. It doesn't change the fact that the trick is still disturbingly effective. Chat, you've gone quiet on me. The concierge returns, asks for permission to intrude, which Sophie gives with a polite smile, and leans in to whisper in her ear. You note that the gallery is now almost empty. I'm being told the gallery is just about to close, but we still have a lot to discuss. We'll go to one of my apartments. My jalopy is waiting downstairs. Come. The smile she puts on makes you remember the way you felt with the Latina. It's not arousing, though. More like magnetic. You find it hard to argue. Even though you're still suspicious of her authority over you, her charm momentarily wins you over. Sophie leads you to a luxurious silver Rolls-Royce and invites you to sit in the back. The chauffeur, a broad-shouldered, clean-shaven, middle-aged guy, starts driving immediately. Where did we leave off? I believe I started telling you a bit more about our customs. You heard the prince refer to our traditions. The chief among them is the masquerade. As you might have gathered from us assembling at a niche gallery after closing time, our comings, goings, and doings tend to be somewhat secretive. We do not advertise our existence. We allow myths and modern fiction to morph and muddle the facts, so that the vast majority of kind we remain bedtime stories and pop culture icons. Say, is that one television show about a vampire angel still popular? You shake your head in confusion. She shrugs and continues talking, looking a bit more dejected than before. Sophie's just like, but I liked David Boreanaz. Alright. Our clandestine ways help us remain safe, allow us to explain away the occasional trip-up to the rational minds of the 21st century humanity, and dictate much of our interactions with mortals. Chat, you've gone quiet on me. Help me choose options. Let's say, we'll say, is your driver a vampire too? So if it's such a secret, then I'm guessing your driver's a vampire too. Oh, dear Gregory here? No, not a vampire, although he is a loyal servant and as such trusted to not spill our secrets left and right. You will realize with time that such help is welcome. Gregory watches over me during the day hours. Sun burns our kind, and that's why we take our rest when it rises. It's more akin to being dead than asleep, as I'm sure you've already experienced. But not everything you've heard about vampires is true. Some more folk-related threats are just legends, or, occasionally, a minor nuisance. Garlic, running water. Even religious symbols don't repel us, unless the wielder is uniquely pure and godly. Stakes through the heart, though, that's something to avoid. They do not destroy, but they do paralyze us. Yeah, it happened to me earlier, thanks. You're familiar with the sensation, I'm sure. You see her point to the closed wound in your chest, though the tattered clothes where the stake entered are more of a reminder of your defiance at this point than any pain or discomfort is. For a second, you expect your heart to beat faster, then you realize it's impossible. Well, That's just another reason to have somebody like trusty old Gregory making sure you're safe when you drift away. We have many enemies, and they often know their advantage lies with daylight. Let's see. We're gonna say, so it's good to keep human friends. I think the chat delay has actually gotten worse because I'm getting y'all's responses like way later than it seems. Am I right in thinking that having a human friend or two is necessary? Or at least useful? Yeah, I honestly thought this response was going to be a little bit ruder. In moderation. And best if they don't know your true nature. Although, also, I would say I can't read right now. Also, I would say that subordinates are useful, but friends, I haven't had one of those for many years now. Gregory's like, I'm right here. I'm right here. Our little sect supplies social interactions aplenty, but it doesn't really encourage friendships. Alliances of convenience to be broken at a whim, yes, that's more like it. Long-term solidarity does occur in the Camarilla, but we are a very politicized organization by necessity. Loyalty is to your sire, to your prince, and to the sect. Friends must remain a distant priority at best for us to maintain the masquerade and thrive as the years pass. With age comes authority, with it comes influence and power, if you wish to reach for them. She seems to be lost in thought and falls silent for a while, leaving you to ponder all the things you've learned tonight. I can't stop yawning. Sorry, y'all, I'm so tired. Is anyone else, like, just having difficulty sort of perceiving time during quarantine? Like I have a alarm to let me know that it's stream day, because it just, I don't know what day it is, I don't know what time of day it is. I tried to wake up early today, yeah, I'll wake up early, you know, get ahead of this quarantine time is meaningless shit, and here I am just now sleepy and also thinking time is meaningless. It's wild. Anyway. It still feels absolutely unreal, but as piece after piece of knowledge falls into place, the image becomes almost like an entirely logical jigsaw puzzle. Whatever you wouldn't believe on your own, you've witnessed. Many questions swarm your thoughts, but the one you keep returning to is what your place in this new reality should be. The car stops. You're in the city, in front of an old but well-renovated apartment building. We're here. Would you like to see your lodgings? Well, we can't say, is it another parking lot room, because we didn't get taken there. My own apartment? Neat. Sounds sassy, but also how long do you expect me to stay here? So I'm going to give this a little bit longer than I have been, just to give you guys time to help me choose 1 or 3. Let me know 1 or 3. I'm going to give it a minute since there's a delay. I think everyone being home right now is just like bogging the internet everywhere. Everyone I know is complaining of slow internet, and I'm actually watching my my little, I have a thing over here so I can see the performance, and it's going buck wild right now. Alright. How long do you expect me to stay here? Like, is this a temporary setup, or... I bit my tongue. Ow. It's not a prison, if that's what you're asking. You can leave and find your own haven if you'd like, but unlike some basement, it is both sunproof and comfortable. Come upstairs. She leads you through a small hall with a night guard who greets Miss Langley with a good evening, and you take the stairs up to the second floor. Sophie opens the door to room 209. Inside are all the amenities you could expect from a modern apartment, some you wouldn't have deemed necessary just the previous night, including thick blinds on the windows. The back room has a comfy-looking bed and a thick steel door with several sturdy-looking locks, but no windows. Well, how do you like it? It feels too nice. This cracks me up, honestly. Ugh, that sneeze got me. Where are... Alright, it's nice in this very agreeable way, you know? Lacks character. She's gonna be like, character is in a video game. You're a vampire. Well, I would appreciate it if you could hold back the need to redecorate. I'm actually really fond of the decor here. Oh yeah, she's a Toreador. She's like, I swear to God, if you put up a fucking Bauhaus poster, I will absolutely lose my shit. Let me blow my nose just real quick. I'll mute this for Thank you guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, Georgia pollen season is so bad. So it's not good that we have a pandemic like right when everything is an inch deep with pollen. It's just gonna make everybody get that feeling where you're like halfway sick and you're like, oh no, is this all the pollen or is this the end? Yep, more pollen in the air than air. That's what it feels like. I went outside yesterday because I was like, oh, but the sun's out. I'll go out with the dogs while they go outside. It'll be lovely. And now today I'm sneezing. Tomorrow I will take you hunting and discuss the blood in more detail. I'll let you get comfortable. The keys are by the television set. I'll come pick you up tomorrow night. Use the back room for rest. You can lock the doors just in case. Oh, you made the same mistake too? Like, oh, it's so lovely out. I'll go outside. Achoo! Damn it. It stings a bit when she leaves. It's like the room suddenly became a few shades dimmer. You inspect the kitchen, hoping to find something to drink. Nothing. No regular food either. No shit. Feels strange that Kadir could be a more thoughtful host than your new sire, even if only in that respect. You briefly wonder if the sheriff might have a hidden side. You know, the side that cuts your legs off. With nothing left to do, you lie on the couch with the TV playing in the background for company. Also, that previous comment, I feel like, is referenced, like, twice now. We have referenced the, apartment. The apartment in the parking garage. And it's just, like, it hasn't really taken into account that we didn't go that route. Which is a little bit of a fault in the game. Sorry, this chair, these ergonomic chairs, to me, they are very uncomfortable because I'm used to sitting Indian style literally everywhere. So, I'm still getting used to stuff like this. Alright. Columbo reruns. Kojak reruns. President of the United States got himself into serious trouble again. President of the United States got himself out of trouble again. Pundits start yelling at each other over things that seemed a little bit less insignificant just 2 days ago. It's Mel. He's watching Mel on TV. You start drifting off, reflecting about another night of confusing conversations and worldview-shattering revelations. How many more before you finally understand what happened to you and what you're supposed to do now? You keep coming back to the life you left behind, the people you should contact, the things you want to pick up from your apartment. You wonder when you'll have the chance. For either. As you start to feel the same tiredness that made you drift into a cold sleep last night, you settle in the back room. The bed is comforting, the lack of windows less so. You leave the light bulb on. Looking at it, you realize it's the closest you'll ever come to staring at the sun on a breezy summer day again. A wave of melancholy overwhelms you. A few minutes later, your consciousness fades and you take the plunge into darkness again. Sinking, 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 sinking. So first, let's rest. Hunger is at the heart of a vampire's existence. To ignore it is to tempt the beast to take over in its desire to feed. To overindulge in feeding may threaten the masquerade while staining what humanity you have left. In Coteries of New York, having high hunger is indicated by a progressively thicker, bloody frame around the screen, like the one you see now. As your hunger grows, so does this indicator. Your hunger may increase when you call upon your vampiric powers or when you need to mend your wounds after a fight. When your hunger reaches the maximum level, you will receive a warning after you complete a piece of the story. Ignore it at your own peril. Okay, you guys can't see because of the frame, but now I understand better when we were actually at risk. Because what you guys can't... So you can see that this part is definitely much thicker. But there is also more that's kind of like around this bottom area and this top area that's quite thick. I wonder if I can... Maybe I can adjust... Nope. That's it for the game. I was gonna try and see if I could, like, squish it in the frame, but I can't. Okay. Some choices might only become visible if your hunger is high enough. Similarly, high hunger may block off some choices, as you will be able to see after pressing continue. Blocked off option. Continue. To decrease your hunger, you will need to feed. Whenever you see a feeding opportunity, you can take the risk to hunt and slake your hunger. We know all of these. You need to keep your hunger at bay if you are to uphold the masquerade and survive the nights that await you. You open your eyes. The bed isn't warm. The room is filled with artificial light from the ceiling. The solid metal door is closed. Normally, you'd stretch for a bit. On some mornings, you'd probably throw the quilt over yourself and snooze a moment longer. But that was before. The way you woke up now, you are fully conscious. No grogginess. Nothing weighing you down. Just a nagging need in the back of your head. Hunger. Not as severe as last time, but unmistakably there. How much have we done with Sophie? Sophie just gave us our haven, and we took a little nap. So we're now on night 2. Oh, big stretch. Which is what I say to my puppies. I don't know why I said it to myself just now. Alright. You get up and open the door to the main room. A digital clock on the TV shows you the time, 9:04 p.m. You walk over to the blinds and retract them cautiously. The only light coming in is New York City's artificial nighttime luminescence. So that's what your waking hours are going to look like now. You miss the sunlight already. You're seriously considering just walking out of the apartment and figuring this all out by yourself. Then you come back to the memory of Kadir's exotic sword being raised in the gallery. Maybe sticking around isn't that bad of an idea after all. You keep jumping channels for almost half an hour and then switch to streaming services. Almost as if the universe had a sense of irony, you catch true blood in the flood of recommendations. Love it. Can't let Kadir watch me. Kadir can't catch me watching True Blood. Doorbell rings. It's Sophie. Good evening, Chethany. Sleep well? It's not really like normal sleep, is it? I suppose it isn't. Some say it's more like being dead. But we wouldn't know, would we? It's no use reflecting on it anyway, except that this is who you are now. You made the right choice yesterday. I can teach you many things about yourself, your blood, its desires and its powers. We'll begin tonight. God, that name and her voice kills me in one hit. Chethany. You are hungry, yes? I'm sure you are. Our kind always is. There's only one remedy, the blood. The drinks we had yesterday at Elysium are not the usual way you slake your thirst. So, tonight I will assist you in your first foray into hunting. You need to learn to sense the kind of blood you desire, to understand how you can use the kind's vulnerabilities to your advantage. So let me get this straight. We're predators, humans are prey. That's pretty grim. I know what you feel. I remember the notion. But you'll inevitably grow beyond it. You need blood to thrive. There are many ways to take it, some more humane than others. Chethany. I do greatly enjoy saying his name with her voice. You know, names like Quimberly. Saren. Just make a whole thing of Sophie saying names from our Discord server. You will find that drinking moderate amounts of it regularly will keep the hunger and the whispers of the beast at bay. You might think yourself monstrous, but there is a balance to be found here. The kiss gives the kind pleasure. You might remember this from your own embrace. Some can even become addicted to the sensation. But, if you do it right, they tend to misremember your feeding. After all, vampires do not exist. They are myths, fairy tales, and pop culture mainstays. Correct? She gives you a sly, knowing smile. That is why the masquerade is so important, and even more crucial when you feed. Let's see. Which question shall we ask? None of them are sassy, so this is just genuinely... I think how you cover your tracks feels like the Brujah option. Because we're like... She just said we'll die if we get caught, so we gotta be sneaky snakes. I'll give y'all a second to help me choose. Yeah. Let's go with cover your tracks. God, seeing his name keeps cracking me up. Biting people leaves marks, right? And the victims remember your face. You shouldn't concern yourself with leaving marks. These are easy to conceal. You just need to bite carefully and then lick the punctures closed. That's all there is to it. As for being remembered, like I mentioned, the kiss is an ecstatic experience, so Kine can barely recall the details. Just cracks me up, like, you ever been so into making out you don't actually remember what happened? And humans in general are just like, yeah. Snuck in some Ori recording just now. Platformers are hard. I am not good at them at all. And even when they do, the city is enormous. You could spend days on the streets and not even see the same face twice. Use that to your advantage. Feeding from the same area repeatedly can be dangerous, but by branching out, you risk the ire of other kindred on whose domains you trespass. Luckily for you, New York is more forgiving in this regard. New York is in somewhat of a unique position. Many of its neighborhoods remain contested or unclaimed. The reason for this is a lesson for another time, but keep the following in mind. Take opportunities to feed when they present themselves these upcoming nights. As long as you hunt cautiously and respect the masquerade at all times, you should be fine. To wit, I want you to join me for a trip tonight. Come downstairs. Gregory is waiting for us. Oh, I'd hate Ori and Hollow Knight if I'm not good at platformers. Yeah, that's really why I haven't played them, because I saw that they were platformers, and I was like, well, I'm bad at that. Bye. I'm also bad at first-person shooters, but Borderlands is very kind to me. The busy streets fill the air with traffic noise, pedestrian chatter, and a mix of smells that disorient you momentarily. These warm bodies contain what you want, what you need. You catch yourself. Did you really just think of these people as mere sources of blood? It takes a nudge from Sophie to break your train of thought. Her driver opens the door for her and then tips his hat to you, gesturing to the back of the car. The car casually joins the somewhat thinned New York traffic. It's still busy in a way only one of the biggest cities in the world can be, but compared to the dynamic commute, it's a pleasant drive. You barely have time to gather your thoughts and formulate new questions before the car comes to a stop.
Oh, sorry, y'all.
I'm gonna have to take a nap after this, and then I'm gonna watch Shane Easton on Twitch. You're among the tall skyscrapers that make up Manhattan's iconic skyline. Come, Chethany. Park the car, Gregory, will you? The driver just nods and Sophie gets out. You join her and the two of you walk through the glass doors together, then take the elevator up. This fucking place! Ellie, you're always so tired during your streams. So, like, the main reason why I'm tired during my streams, just so that you don't worry about me. Fridays and Saturdays are my days off, which is why I stream on those days. But I have a bit of a problem on my days off with waking up, because I just want to sleep. I want to do so much sleeping in, even though I'm a grown-up and I need to do things. So I stream early when I wake up. I wake up at 8. I get ready for the stream. I stream at 10. So I'm tired because I'm still readjusting my sleep schedule and the quarantine has not helped it. I'm still readjusting my sleep schedule so that I can actually be productive on my days off. Which, yes, I should just enjoy a day off, and that happens sometimes when I take a nap after the stream. I do hydrate. I have my water. But yeah, it's just I wanted to be more productive during my day because sometimes I would sleep until like 3 p.m. and that's not good. I wanted to get up and be more productive, and especially right now, I want to spend time with people. I want to spend time with all of you guys. And so it's absolutely worth it to wake up and just yawn a few times during the stream so that I can spend time with other people and feel connected to others, because that's what we all need right now. So continuing. We're now in the art gallery from the Toreador playthrough. The driver nods and Sophie gets out. You join her and the two of you walk through the glass doors together, then take the elevator up. You first notice an empty stage with the instruments of a string quartet still in the back, then take in the few dozen chairs in front of it. The concert seemingly concluded, the patrons, all smartly dressed and posh, have started to spread out over the hall. Sophie strides confidently inside and produces an invitation from her purse that she flashes in front of the security guard. You follow close and are let in without issue. Let's start easy. A social gathering like this one would usually prove quite challenging to an inexperienced kindred, but consider this evening a small gift from your patron. I'm hoping to procure you a willing vessel. Just remember what I told you about taking small sips. This one I have a soft spot for. Don't damage her. Oh, it's the girl. It's the girl who's like all about this life. Also a note to me being tired in the mornings. The goal originally was to wake up at 8 so that I could go get breakfast from like McDonald's, because I actually really love McDonald's breakfast. And have breakfast, get up, get around, shower, get ready. And then we had a pandemic, so I don't get up and around as much. How dare I like McDonald's breakfast? Is that what it is? McDonald's has closed here. Is it closed there like as in McDonald's is gone from your area, or like it's just pandemic closed? Now, let's see here. Ah, there he is. No shame, I like McDonald's. Pandemic closed, yeah. No shame, I like McDonald's breakfast. I do too. It's the hash browns. I used to drive out of my way at work to the one McDonald's that I knew overcooked their hash browns, because then they were extra crispy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm fast food workers got it real rough right now. They're not being cared for properly. So if you do go, just be extra kind to them. If places are going through Uber Eats delivery or things like that, really tip your Uber Eats person well. These gig workers, fast food workers, people like that don't really have a say in everything going on right now, and it's not fair. It's really not fair to them. Okay. I'm a simple normie who gets the Egg McMuffin with apple slices and a hot chocolate. That sounds good. I get usually the big breakfast with the pancakes. So I can have pancakes, and then it comes with a biscuit and a sausage patty. So then you just put the sausage patty in the biscuit, and then it also came with a sausage biscuit. And then hash browns, and then I order additional hash browns. My favorite game to play with myself is that when you order hash browns, so I don't know how it is at other McDonald's. I love that this turned into a McDonald's chat in the middle of a vampire stream. But at ours, so it's like a lot of the hash browns are 2 for like $1.50. Or like 2 for $1. And so my favorite game to play with myself is that I like 3 hash browns. I just like 3 hash browns. But when I order, it is a gamble on if they will hear me say 3 hash browns or 3 orders of hash browns. Because I always say I would like 3 hash browns. But sometimes they think I mean 3 orders. And then that means I get 6 hash browns. And that's what I call a lucky day. That's my game. If they mishear me and give me 6 hash browns, it's gonna be a lucky day. It's so stupid. It's such a fat kid game, but you know. She notices somebody in the crowd, flashes a heart-melting smile, and suddenly you feel drawn to her. You haven't thought about it before, but it's laid clear before you in this moment. It's gambling, but hash browns. It is. It's healthy gambling. Or, not really healthy. Exactly, I can't lose. I win either way. Either I get the amount of hash browns I wanted, or I get double. Sophie is beautiful. Just looking at her is a privilege. Just being with her makes you feel elated. Everybody in the crowd, but especially the man who's almost tripping over himself to reach her, clearly agrees. I think after this, I might have to see if McDonald's is open. I shouldn't. I should just make some sausage biscuits downstairs. Oh, wait, I have hash browns downstairs. Oh, shit, yes. I forgot I had hash browns. I have freezer hash browns. But they're exactly like the McDonald's ones. Okay, sorry. Edgar, I'm so happy to see you. How is your daughter? Is she with you? Oh, there she is. Julie, my girl, come over here, please. There is somebody I'd like you to meet. Sophie, child, why are you talking about hash browns? Sophie, pulling up. Yes, I would like a medium iced mocha, 3 hash browns, a sausage biscuit, and hotcakes, please. Actually, no, Sophie would overpronounce hotcakes. She'd be like, and an order of hotcakes, please. The young woman who walks across the hall can't be more than 19 years old. It's clear from her mismatched earrings and the partially faded purple hair dye that she doesn't fit this crowd. Yo, I got partially faded dye. I still gotta re-dye my hair. I have all the dye to do it, but, you know, time is a construct. Julie, this is Chethany. I think the two of you should get acquainted while I talk business with your dad. Awfully boring stuff, I assure you. I'm positive you'll like each other. The girl gives you a shy smile and nods towards the balcony stairs. You follow, somewhat unsure what it is exactly Sophie expects you to do. Chethany is not a real name, but it's the name we've given him. I love that Chethany has also sort of started to sound like Bethany to me. Alright. Never get acquainted with a man named Chethany. You reach a secluded space from which the entire Why am I reading it as Sophie? You reach a secluded space from which the entire lobby is visible. All eyes are on Sophie. They listen intently, then laugh when she does. Julie saves you the trouble of figuring out the next step. I forgot how adorable she was. What is that tattoo on her arm? I can't figure it out. Hold on. It's a space cat. Hell yeah. There is Chethany from the 1940 census. Oh god! We shit posted a name and it's real! Okay. If you're with Sophie, then I guess you're, I mean, you know. She puts her wrist to her lips and gives herself a theatrical nip, then looks at you embarrassed. Is she, you know... Are you emotionally ready to eat the girl this time? No. No, she's a little teenage Veeb. After quarantine and this stream, the internet will make Chethany surge in popularity. What? Are you into this sort of thing? She blushes and looks down at the floor, nods. Could you, I mean, if you'd like. Miss Langley tells me She swallows hard to avoid your eyes. That I taste nice. We're gonna do it, bitch. We're gonna do it. I'm not emotionally ready, but we're gonna do it. You take your forearm into your hands and quickly look around, confirming nobody's watching and no security cameras cover the area. You bite down gently. It's surreal. She's just given you her blood of her own volition. How is that possible? What about the masquerade? You need to ask Sophie. Your thoughts disappear amid the bliss. There's just the taste. Sweet, fresh, sanguine. You drink. And drink. And drink. No, stop, stop, stop! You tear away from the girl harder than you wanted. Still, the bite leaves just tiny punctures. Almost as if by instinct, you lick them clean, and the 2 holes become concealed, just like that. Julie is now leaning on the wall, pale, wobbly on her feet, but happy. She lets out a dreamy sigh, opens her eyes, a few tears fall into her shirt, tears of joy.
Thank you. Please, can you walk me downstairs, please? My dad, he doesn't know. Thinks it's a condition. Miss Langley told him so.
She needs an orange juice and a cookie. She leans on you and requests you walk her over to a bench. She takes a seat and smiles at you. The crowd around Sophie disperses slowly. Looking at her now, only some residual awe hangs in the air. Yes, she's pretty, maybe even beautiful, sure, but not your type. What came over you before? You walk over to her.
Edgar, dear, it was splendid talking to you, but we need to get going. Give Julie my best wishes. Come with, Chethany.
Gregory is waiting for you out front. It's only in the car that Sophie addresses you.
I can tell from your look that you took the opportunity. Good for you. That girl's exquisite, don't you think?
You wouldn't tell by her demeanor, but she has so much passion. It brings out a unique bouquet in her blood. Okay, he's a revolutionary, so this feels like his actual option, since he's Mr. Political. Like, because I think with Lamar, we were like, she knows what we are, but this one... This feels wrong. I feel like I violated her, like I took advantage of her.
Oh, please, spare me your dramatics. I'm sure she was happy sharing herself. She's such a sheltered girl. Let her have fun from time to time. Time for the next stop. Training wheels off this time. Gregory, Flushing Meadows, please.
The driver takes the car over the Williamsburg Bridge. You settle your thoughts. Let's go with what's that about training wheels. What do you mean by training wheels?
Julie was a proving ground for you to try your hand at controlled feeding. Now it's time for a real hunt, and that will require you to put in extra effort. We all have our talents. Some of them come from a legacy we inherit from our sire. Others can be learned with experience. We can sway people. I can sway people or make them fear me. I see more of the world and in greater detail than some kindred. I can will my body to move with unparalleled precision and grace, and more. All of these skills make me who I am. They also help me hunt.
We're not getting too many sassy options, because right now I think it's just trying to, like, help you just get through, like, more or less the tutorial. Okay, so what are my talents?
Time will tell. You need to discover them yourself. When we arrive, experiment. Give different things a try. Follow your instinct and intuition. It will guide the blood. Always keep the masquerade in mind, however. It is all fine if you can disappear in plain sight or command animals with your mind. Save those overt talents for the right place and time.
It only takes you half an hour to reach the park at this time of night. Both of you and Sophie leave the car, with Gregory left behind to find a parking spot and keep an eye on the car. Sophie seems deep in thought. She takes in the surroundings with a dreamy gaze. The sky is surprisingly clear tonight, the stars just barely visible in the light-polluted aura of the city.
I feel like having a snack myself. I'll go by the fountain. Go look for somebody to your liking. See what effects you can achieve with your blood. But only pick one victim. Just one. Then come back. Seeing how she seems not altogether here right now, you decide to leave Sophie to her own devices and seek out your prey. Sophie casually taking you on a picnic. Because we're going to take a victim and nick him. A picnic. Where are my fucking teeth? My vampire teeth are somewhere around here. I think they might be in... Oh no, they're downstairs. Damn. I was just gonna... Alright. From here, it looks like you have a few choices. Just taking a stroll around the park and finding an isolated jogger or someone like them could work, but focusing on one area might work better. The New York State Pavilion might work as a secluded spot. There's a skate park nearby, and worst case scenario, there's bound to be some unfortunate wino around. Or maybe the tennis court's nearby. There's a light coming from there, so somebody might still be playing a late night match. They won't be alone, but they might be tired and let their guard down. As these scenarios play out in your mind, you realize you're planning how to assault a stranger in the middle of the night. It's a weird way to be, but now the familiar hunger prompts you to act. So, what shall we do? We're gonna feed. We're not gonna take a walk but not feed. So do we want park, pavilion, or tennis court? You guys help me decide. Stretching. Also showing off my enchanted tiki birds. I just remade this shirt in my Animal Crossing game, so my character has been wearing it. Last time we did pavilion, so park or tennis courts? That's 1-1. Oh, and another for park. I'm giving you guys some time since I think there's a delay. Ooh, I just realized I have eggs too, so I can have eggs and hash browns for lunch. Okay. Alright. We'll do the tennis courts. It does feel very Brujah to eat a rich person, so. You decide the tennis courts are as good a place as any and make your way to the bright glow of the lamps illuminating the area. Ooh, breakfast tacos. Oh, I can make egg and cheese burritos and hash browns. You guys are just helping me pick my lunch. As you guessed, a pair of players, 2 men, fit but older, maybe pushing 60, are finishing up a match. They're the only ones there. It's time to make a move. For some reason, the old video popped into my mind like yesterday, and I keep thinking about it every time I see the word fit of Amy Winehouse going, "You look fucking fit though." I'm trying to remember what it was exactly she said. She said something like, "Oh, I think it's bullshit, but you look fucking fit though." Shall we barge into the showers? Barge into the showers is gonna fuck up, but we fed, so we can use powers now. And she did say to figure out our powers, so let's... Kate Nash? I don't know. The video is of Amy Winehouse. I activate Dot. Could you imagine turning on Dot and then just going up in the showers like, "Sup, bitch? Sup, little bitch?" Alright. Let's lure a player away. Need some water. I really wanted to wear my Tiki Bird shirt, but it gets really hot in my gaming quarters, so I'm burning up. You think back to what Sophie did in the hall, how she managed to focus the attention of the entire gathering on her. That might be a tall order for you, but a single person could be doable. You wait patiently until the two men hit the showers, get out, and say their goodbyes. They go their separate ways, and one of them notices you standing there. You immediately grab his attention. Oh no, Grandpa, no. Why did they make him, like, ripped, though? Like, why? This is Fit Santa. Oh, I'm so sorry, Fit Santa. Yeah, they gave him, like, buff-ass arms and a Santa face. Alright. I just read this as him, like, trying to be fancy. Chethany's like, oh, yes, very good. You? I mean, we have presents on. Nah, this feels like the Brujah response. Oh. Oh, yes, very good. You? Everyone's voting different options. I should find if they make, like, a little bot for you guys to, like, vote on the stream. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Because that'd be cool. I think we have too many options to probably run something like that, but that'd be neat. For liking Choose Your Own Adventure, by the way, like, y'all should really give, if you haven't watched it, a heist with Markiplier. It's really good. Markiplier's done a couple Choose Your Own Adventures. There was a date with Markiplier. And then there was, Who Killed Markiplier wasn't Choose Your Own Adventure, really, but it was a murder mystery. And then there's a heist with Markiplier, and it's so good. It's so good. I'm gonna do this because you guys have voted one each, so I'm just gonna do this and close my eyes and oh yeah, I'm having a blast. You? I can't do a grandpa voice, y'all, sorry. One both sets. Not bad for a grandpa. He's very clearly happy with himself. You decide there won't be a better moment to strike, moving closer casually at first, then closing the distance. In a single leap, you sink your fangs into his flesh. His blood flows fast and feels energizing. You'd never expect an invigorating taste like this from a guy who's at least your father's age. You only take as much as you need right now, though a voice at the back of your mind urges you to keep drinking. Fit or not, you don't want this guy on your conscience if you take too much. You put him on the ground gently and make your way back to Sophie. As you're leaving the courts, a figure emerges from the shadows and stops you in your tracks. A hooded man is looking menacingly at you. This motherfucker. I forgot about you. If anyone should be named Chethany, it's this asshole. I don't remember this guy's voice, but I wish I could imitate Danny Trejo, because I would love Danny Trejo to just be like a really like hardcore anarch and just be like lick. Like that's I think that's the thing is I hate the word like so much in terms of vampires, but there's like certain actors that I think if I heard them say it, it'd be so perfect, so on par. Like Danny Trejo is one of my favorite actors. And I don't think I could hear Danny Trejo say kindred and take it seriously. But now if he was like, this room's full of a bunch of licks, I'd be like, yeah! Is this the only character you hate? Probably. Probably. I dislike this asshole. Well, no, because I also hate,
Anarch leader. Fuck, what was his name? I hated him so bad. I just blocked him out of my mind. The racist. I hate this guy and the racist. Callahan, that's it. Fuck him. He does not deserve to share a last name with our good Lady Adelaide. For Blood Crow Story fans. Lick, what kind of slur is that? That is a very Brujah response. Mr. I think myself so political and revolutionary. Like, did you just call me a fucking slur? Because it sounds like you did. Sounds like we will fight. I actually like that option. I'm gonna choose that option. What did you call me? A lick? What's that supposed to mean? Don't be cute with me. I know what you are. Shove that masquerade bullshit up your ass. Better tell me who you're with before my posse shows up and we beat it out of you. Yes! This is gonna be the one time y'all see me, like, really ready to throw hands. Alright. Nah! My cord got tangled up around me. Chump! You talk big, but I'm thinking you're just a chump. Want to prove me wrong? He tenses up, gives you an extremely nasty look, and bares his fangs. You don't want to push your luck, dumb fuck. My crew is in earshot. One shout away and you are D-O-N-E done. You get what I'm saying? So if you want to dance, let's dance. Once I'm through, I'm gonna hand you over to Callahan, and you're gonna be sorry I didn't finish you off instead. I feel like we can't fight him in a public park. We really can't. Why does he talk like he's in West Side Story, but with more cussing, right? I think attacking him in public is a bad idea, but I'm gonna let you all decide. I will choose whatever you guys want me to do. Stretch. I just think attacking is a bad idea because we're in public. And Sophie wants us to get our shit right. I am also a Brujah. Look, if we die too much as Brujah, we just go Ventrue, right? Everyone's saying fight him. Alright. Does that mean later on you guys are gonna want me to, like, sucker punch that bitch at the club? Alright. You decide the time for talking is over. You rush him and throw him off balance, landing on the ground. He's fast, but weak. The brawl takes a bit out of both of you. Suddenly, you hear heavy footsteps closing in, and the thug is snatched from over you. He hits a tree hard, and before he can recover, a sharp piece of wood pierces his chest. It's Gregory, Sophie's driver, who deals the blow. Hell yeah, Gregory! MVP! MVP! The hoodlum is rendered inert. His eyes remain open, but he does not move and does not protest when Gregory puts him over his shoulder. I forgot how handsome he was, y'all. I forgot. Oof. Kindred driver should have a union. I'm just imagining a division of the Teamsters, but it's just for people who drive for Kindred. The Veemsters. Please don't come after me, Mafia. Alright. There should be a union of kindred drivers. Or like a fucking, like, little encrypted forum for them all. Philip, Gregory, Ebe. Even though Gregory and Ebe are both ghouls, and Philip is a Ventrue. Philip is just a Ventrue who got a real good paying shit job. Miss Langley is waiting for us. Come back before you're Snack wakes up. He points to your victim, who is just coming to, and gives you a somewhat snarky smile. Then breaks into a swift walk towards the Unisphere. Ghouls deserve unions too, Ellie. No, that's what I mean. Like, the ghouls should unionize, but Philip can't be in that union because he's a Ventru. Or Philip can be the head of the union because he could go to the Coteries. Philip unionizes all ghoul drivers. Ah! I love this. I absolutely love this. Philip says ghoul rights. New Bloodlines 2 faction confirmed. Oh my god. Oh my god. What? I should make a note for ATL by night of like conflict of the ghouls forming a union. And like Tabitha Hernandez would absolutely be a union buster. I'm just saying. She'd be like, the fuck are you talking about? No! Alright. I do want to ask him how he got there that fast. Genuinely curious. Let's see. Look, that would make for some prime drama. Mel would be angry about the union busting. I will consider it. Would Thomasina side with her primogen or her coterie? Drama. How did you get here this fast? I was watching you from afar. Miss Langley asked me to look out for you. She suspected you'd get in trouble. Thanks for the vote of confidence. He seems to realize he might have said too much and just keeps walking, somewhat embarrassed. You reach the Unisphere together, with the hoodlum in tow. Two figures are visible near the sculpture, a man and a woman tangled in a passionate embrace. No, not exactly. It's Sophie, feeding, but this whole scene is set up so it looks like a pair getting intimate in public. She pulls it off like she's done it 100 times before. It occurs to you that she probably has. The man is unsure on his feet as she lets go of him and leads him towards a nearby bench. Noticing you, she whispers something in your ear and leaves him. She nods to Gregory as you approach. And what do we have here? Did this kindred give you trouble, Chethany? Which one should we say? Why'd you send Gregory to babysit me? Or he mentioned a Callahan. Ringing any bells? Once this scene finishes, that'll be it for us for today, so let's have fun with it. Babysit, yeah. Nothing I couldn't handle myself. Greggy here didn't need to bother. I don't need a babysitter. Of course you don't, child. She stresses that final word in an obvious fashion. It stings. Well, we've got a staked kindred on our hands, and he's not Camarilla. Corona Park hasn't been claimed by anyone I know of. Curious. Let's go to the car. We'll put him in the trunk and present him to Kadir tomorrow night. I'm sure he'll be delighted to make this hoodlum's acquaintance. Gregory carries the staked vampire and dumps him in the car's trunk like a mannequin. It's a strange sight, and you're quite happy you're not in that poor fucker's shoes right now. It's almost surprising that you can get away with just casually throwing a stiff in your car and driving away, but then you remember that Sophie has been doing this far longer than you have. Still, the nagging thought that anything you did tonight could have been recorded on a CCTV camera or picked up by a rando with a half-decent smartphone and streamed online fills you with dread. Hunting and using your abilities is a dangerous business. It's clear that this whole being a vampire thing has about as many caveats as it has perks. You're taken out of your headspace by Sophie's voice. I will pick you up tomorrow night, same as tonight. I have some business to attend to at Elysium, and I expect you to accompany me. Plus, our friend in the back needs to be properly introduced to Kadir and the prince. I'm sure he'll have some interesting things to say to the court. Her voice is cold, cruel, and nothing like the enchanting personality she showed at the gallery earlier tonight. Sophie is clearly a woman of many faces. We're gonna say good riddance. Oh yeah, I can't imagine he's going to enjoy meeting Kadir. I hope he gives him a good grilling. That guy's an asshole. Oh, Kadir will enjoy it too, I'm sure. She pauses, seemingly lost in thought for a while. You haven't told me how your hunting went. Getting the hang of it, I would hope. I need some time to get used to this. It doesn't come naturally. It will, with time. You need to think about it less. Hunting is the one scenario in which you'll do well to trust your instincts. In moderation, of course. She seems distracted, not all there. Her thoughts drift and the car remains silent until you reach your apartment. We will pick you up tomorrow evening. Good night. Just like that, without any further courtesy, Sophie leaves, driven to her apartment by Gregory, with a body in the trunk, right in the middle of Manhattan. Did you cross paths with situations like these in the past unknowingly? What other secrets did you pass on the streets without knowing their true nature? Your haven is just as you left it hours ago. Although the sun won't come up for some time, you feel tired. You learned something about yourself today, and it will take time to process. You're not in the mood for television, and the few books on the shelves in the apartment are either in languages you don't speak or sound like a boring read. Nothing left to do but rest. You settle in the back room, lock the door, a moment of hesitation, but then a decision. This time, you turn the light off. You think back to Julie. How many people in the city know about its vampiric society? How many are willing accomplices in sustaining it? And the thug you met in the park. If he's not Camarilla, then what is he? Are there independent vampires? How does that work? More questions. You begin wondering if there's ever going to be a night when you can start crossing them off the list instead of adding to it. You close your eyes. You sink into the now familiar void of nothingness. It greets you with open arms like an old friend. And we will leave there for... Oh, that's the log button. We will leave there for today. This has already been a very, very fun new playthrough. We've gotten a game over, which I didn't expect that to be a possibility so early. So that's really neat. I like that. It kind of shows that part of the criticism of this game, that it doesn't have a lot of options, is a little bit bullshit. Because we do have a way to fail. We absolutely have a way to fail. It's not like just pushing us down a narrative with like, boop, boop, you know. Because some visual novels are like that, where like you can make a choice, but you wind up back on a main thing either way. And I also think with this playthrough, we should explore some more of the things that we didn't. Like do more things with the reporter, the strange person following us, follow Hope's storyline the whole way through. So yeah, we'll try a bunch of different things, and we'll see what happens, and we'll continue to be sassy. So thank you guys so much for joining me again. I have had a wonderful time with you guys, as always, and I will see you tomorrow for Bloodlines, more of the Malkavian playthrough. We covered a lot of ground last time, so we'll see what we've got left. That'll be really fun. Thank you guys. Have a good rest of your day. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.